All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are not just talking about motivation, we are building a completely new mindset, a fundamental shift in how you operate. This isn't about daydreaming, it's about installing the software you need to actually win. Let's do this!
So, let me start by asking you something that might just shake up everything you thought you knew about money. What if your empty bank account isn't the real problem? Seriously, what if it's just a symptom of a much deeper issue? And that question leads us directly to our first big idea. We've got to completely tear down and rebuild our definition of poverty. Because look, if you get the diagnosis wrong, you're never ever going to find the right cure. Here it is. The real poverty isn't an empty wallet, it's an empty vision. That's the whole game. See, money is just a side effect. It's the natural result of knowing exactly where you're headed. Think about it like this. You can be the best archer in the world with the most expensive bow. But if you don't have a target to aim at, what's the point? You're just shooting arrows into the air.
So this really breaks it down, doesn't it? These are the two mindsets, the two ways to live your day. On one side, you've got the beggar mentality, just kind of floating, no real goals, waiting for a handout, getting sucked into gossip and meaningless arguments. And on the other side, the visionary. They have a plan, a 5-year plan. They take action, and they get that money follows the mission. It's not the other way around. Now, be honest with yourself. Which column sounds more like you right now?
Okay, so here is your first mission, should you choose to accept it. And you should. I want you to pause this, grab a pen, and write down in painful detail what your life looks like in 5 years. What's your income? What's your lifestyle? What does your freedom feel like? Don't be lazy about it. Be specific. This is you building your target.
All right, so you've got your target, but now you need a new operating system to hit it. You can't go after a visionary's goal with a beggar's mindset. It just won't work. You need the mindset of a warrior.
A warrior understands something crucial. Rejection is not a stop sign. It's fuel. Every single no you hear, from a client, an investor, a boss, that's not the world telling you to quit. That's the world handing you a can of gasoline for your engine. You think Steve Jobs didn't get rejected? You think Elon Musk didn't hear no 1,000 times? Come on, they used it.
Now, let's talk about a huge trap that so many people fall into. They use spirituality as an escape hatch. You know, things get tough, they lose a job or go through a breakup, and suddenly they're just hoping for some magic to fix it all. But a warrior uses spirituality as a tool for discipline. It's not about daydreaming, it's about combining that deep inner focus with real, hardcore daily action.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Faith without action is dead. You can meditate all day, you can have a vision board the size of your wall, but if you don't get up and actually do the work, it's all just a nice hobby. Your belief is the plan, but your action is what actually builds the house.
And please listen to me on this one. Stop waiting around for some sign from the universe. Oh, should I do it? Is it the right time? Your birth was the sign. The fact that you're here, alive, breathing, that is all the permission you will ever need. You are a walking, talking sign that it is time to get to work.
Okay, so we've got the vision, we've got the mindset. Now let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get tactical. A warrior doesn't just think a certain way, they act a certain way. They have a daily battle plan. Here's yours.
I want you to start thinking about success like you're renting a really nice apartment. You don't just buy it once and it's yours forever. No, you have to pay the rent every single day. And what's the rent? It's your effort. It's your discipline. It's showing up when you don't feel like it. And the second you stop paying that rent, well, that's when the eviction notice gets posted on your door.
So what's the biggest enemy trying to get you evicted? It's not your competition. It's not the economy. It's that quiet little voice in your head, that simple phrase, not today. I'll do it tomorrow. That's the real killer. And you have to understand, procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's about avoiding a feeling. You're not putting off the task. You're putting off the discomfort that comes with it.
You can't become who you want to be while holding on to who you used to be. It's impossible. Creation requires destruction. So here's the plan. Write down the old you, the habits, the beliefs, the excuses. Then, today, take one small, deliberate action that proves that person is gone. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Good. That's how you know it's working.
Now, if you think this is all just theory, let me tell you a real story. This is about a student named Yash. He was in a really tough situation, studying for these huge government exams, but at the same time, he had to sell food on the street from a tiny stall just to make ends meet.
So someone offered him a course to help him study for free.
a total handout. And you know what he did? He said no. His reason? Chills. He said, if I had a beggar's mentality, I'd ask my family for the money. But I am an individual. I will earn it myself. He chose ownership over charity. He chose the warrior's path.
And the result of that choice? A few months later, he calls up. Brother, he says, I'm a GST inspector in Chennai. He did it. He passed the exams. He earned his victory. That is the real-world result of this mindset. It's not a fantasy, it's a formula.
And that brings us to the end game, the final, and honestly, the most important piece of this whole puzzle. Because this isn't just about getting a new job or making more money. This is about how you live the one and only life you've been given.
First things first, take your feelings out of it. Success doesn't care if you're motivated or tired or having a bad day. It's not an emotion. It's an equation. It's math. A clear vision plus consistent action over a long enough period of time equals results. Period. It's a law, just like gravity.
And I'm going to say something that might be controversial. Forget balance. This idea of a perfectly balanced life is a myth if you're trying to achieve something great. Think about it. A soldier on a battlefield isn't looking for balance. They are looking for victory. Greatness, true greatness, doesn't just like obsession. It absolutely demands it.
And really, it all boils down to this one single question. When it's all said and done, when you're on your deathbed, what's the story going to be?
Because you only have two choices for how that story ends. It could be a life filled with regrets, a story that starts with, I wish I had, or it could be a life filled with victories, a story that starts with, I remember when I. And the choice between those two endings, you're making it right now, today.
So let this be your new code, your mantra, the first thing you say in the morning and the last thing you say at night. I refuse to die with regrets. I will die with victories. Now go earn them.